So, how you doing, geek protagonist? You're probably like, hey, you haven't really been uploading a lot. Well, there was some kind of issue with my YouTube and uploading. Actually, I don't know what was going on. Like, I noticed I would upload videos and they weren't uploading. Like, it would say it would, and then I would come back later, and then when you do YouTube, it would show it like back to being locked. So apparently, that's resolved now. Um, so I have to upload a few videos. I'm gonna still so certain things may be a little bit old or like a week or so. Um, certain ones I rewatched and I said, hey, you know what? I think I can redo this because there's like multiple parts or the video was kind of long or anything. So, but I actually thought that the reason why I was having an issue at first was because of so the censorship thing. Now, this isn't going to be a long video. This is not my normal geeky kind of video. So if you're like, I don't want to hear it, you can, I got other videos. One of these days, I'm going to figure out how to do the playlist thing. I keep having, I just never do it. I'm busy. But one of these days, I'm going to sit down and mess with it. And that way I could go, go to this playlist I got. But there's like music and stuff. I don't really want people in my music and everything. I'll figure that out. Anyway. So why was I worried that I was being censored? Well, I seen that Josiah Rises, for example, um, and he's a part of the like Geeks and Gamers crew. They completely demonetized his video, even though YouTube's supposed to have like a almost like a strike system, from what I understand. Like you're supposed to get hit, you hit, they investigate if you counter it or anything like that. Where there was no violations or nothing. They went straight to striking him. About a video saying he did like some kind of content or something, and the video wasn't even like that politically charged. And Josiah Rises is a very right leaning kind of person. Um, and I remember the stuff that happened with Neil Druckmann, where they were able to do copyright strikes, and they were able to do anything like that. So as I kept seeing this happen, I'm like, this is kind of awkward. So, and then I'm seeing me not uploading, but it was something else. We're hoping that it's fixed. So, and some of my video formats be different. Like for example, I did a Black Friday / Cyber Monday haul video, and it never uploaded. And the problem is that sometimes from my own personal side, it deletes. It's crazy. So, so I'm gonna redo that one. Don't worry, I got the stuff. I have enough. You'll see. Anyway, some of my videos I'll be doing my other format where you don't always see me, because I don't just always want to do that. Sometimes I want to change it up. Sometimes it's also easier. But then I seen a thing yesterday on Nerdette's newsstand. She posted. By the way, I know you're gonna laugh. I don't know how to do these, where people like do that like text thing in YouTube, where they can like send the thing and say, "Hey, ba da 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 da," or "Hey, happy 4th of July." I don't know how to do that. I have to look that up. Like I don't know how to do that. So, but she posted this thing that YouTube sent her, and it was stating about now that I'm not doing any fancy pictures or nothing on this either. I'm just talking to you straight. It was like now that the president-elect and that the states are in, the votes are in, pretty much in a nutshell, you can no longer talk about the president-elect Joe Biden saying he stole the election or stuff like that. Like I know she kept saying thief in chief, and then it was like just some guy was saying he stole it, and basically it's saying like, if you talk about this now, if you say this because of this has happened, this is similar to like the COVID-19 misinformation. And if you do say something, like we're basically going to come at you, and we're going to shut the video down, and we're going to do this. Now, let's be frank. I'm going to share a little something that I don't normally share. I do tell everyone this because this is the truth. I don't lean left, I don't lean right. It depends on each subject which side I would possibly lean on, I guess you could say. I follow what I don't think is stupid. I'm not libertarian, I'm not like none of that stuff, because all of it, if you're solely into it, I find that you are wrong a lot of the times about a lot of things, and you're right about others because there's a lot of bias in every single one. For example, my friend was talking to me about his uncle. His uncle thinks that everyone that's a Democrat and everyone on the left side is evil, and they're pure evil. And I know when I talked to a friend of mine on there, she's like, "How can somebody be black and vote Republican? Republicans don't have anyone's interest. They just care about their money in this." There's to me there's extremes on both sides. And that's why I don't lean, because the extremes bleed in. And there's a lot of facts that people say that are actually made up, that if you like, so the defund the police situation. Defund the police is different from abolish the police, but I've noticed a lot of people on the right lump them together. Then they'll sit there and say, "Hey, this doesn't work because look at these states, these democratic states that defund and abolish the police." No, they didn't. That's actually not what happened. But they're saying that's what happened. If you actually look up defunding the police on where it actually has happened, there's actually been positive results. But abolishing the police is a terrible idea. It is a horrendous idea. And there's celebrities and stuff that are like, abolish it. And I'm like, what? Nah. I want the police to do better across the board, but I wouldn't want the police to go away. And, if you ever want to hear about any stories, I've had terrible encounters with the police. So nobody's going to tell me that, oh, the police are fine. Police are perfect. No, I've as a black man in this country, I experienced it enough that no, you're not. If you are a person who tells me that the defunding the police thing is wrong, I'm going to say, no, you're wrong, because you don't know the experiences that I've had, and I've never done anything wrong. So, yeah. But I would never want a person to then be like, so you can never talk again, be quiet, I can't hear your side. Now, this thing goes the same thing with the president. So 4 years ago, when Donald Trump got into office, there was a very vocal amount of people who said that, Russia tampered and there was enough evidence to investigate. Now, it got thrown out because there wasn't enough to prosecute. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, see, that proves it. No, there wasn't enough stuff to prosecute. So, in turn, people needed to accept, even though a lot of people didn't, that because of that, you can't bring that up to me, at least to me anymore. Because I'm like, well, okay, a lot of people think that Donald Trump used Russia to go in and do this stuff. I've never seen people start posting, and I follow people that lean both sides on YouTube. I watch a lot of, YouTubers myself. I don't lean to people, there's a lot, like Nerdist Newsstand, Just Some Guy, EVS, they all lean very right to different degrees. I know, like, Comic Drake, for example, is even though he doesn't mean to, he's a more left-leaning guy. Young Ripa is more of a libertarian. Like, I forgot the one dude's name. It's like Deoxy something. I'm sorry. It's early in the morning. There's a dude that I follow, and I cannot remember his name. Gothic, she just went, right. But there's a dude that I follow, and he sometimes talks about geeks and gamers. And I do apologize, his name is escaping me right now. Just watched a video the other day with him. But anyway, I follow pretty much all different sides because they're all talking about geek stuff. But yet they all have their political affiliations, and it's funny because of the subject matters, video games, comics, and stuff that talk about geek stuff, they end up talking about politics because those things also bring up politics. Now, I didn't like when Neil Druckmann did the censorship thing. I thought that was crap. And I don't like the fact that YouTube immediately goes to the celebrity or to the rich corporation, when personally I feel like they should be protecting their people like me who make content more often. We should be getting the benefit of the doubt, then they should investigate, then they should make the chance. Well, Here's another problem I have. Now, I said something on just some guy's video in the comments. He never said nothing. No one ever said anything, which is fine. He was talking about how Biden stole the election. There's evidence to do this thing in Georgia. Now, I have no issues with him when it's a Republican. And I'm actually sharing this for a reason to show you that I'm being as fair as possible. Um, so, in this video, I'm going to tell you something. I don't like Donald Trump. That doesn't mean I hate the Republicans or anything like that. I don't like Donald Trump. But here's the next thing. I didn't like Donald Trump before he became president. Um, I had experiences, throughout my life of Donald Trump doing other stuff, and I've never liked him. When I got old enough to, watch celebrities and stuff, I was never a fan of his. So it actually has nothing to do. I didn't like his Celebrity Apprentice show or The Apprentice. I don't like Donald Trump. I didn't like him when he came on Raw. I thought the storyline was okay. Like, I've actually had experiences well before Donald Trump was the president. I've never been a fan of Donald Trump. But as such, investigations happened. And now people were like, well, you need to accept that he is your president. To a lot of people, that's what they said. The people on the right was like, no, you need to accept it. Why can't you just accept it? Let's stop bringing these things up, even though there's evidence to show. Okay, but I never seen any of the YouTubers that I follow that leans to the left get censored or get told they can't talk about it or get told they can't bring it up. I've never seen people on Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff. I've never seen them get told they can't talk about it. But now that, which is I do find ironic, these people who were saying everybody was crazy on the left that had all these things about Donald Trump, now that Joe Biden got it, it's always, well, this one video, even though that video got debunked, the Georgia video got debunked. Like I said, just like with the Russia thing, it kept getting thrown out no matter how many times they did it because there wasn't enough evidence to say it did happen. You can believe it, but that's what it was. And now it's like, well, no, they did this. And the mail-in voting did that, even though people have been mail-in voting since the 1800s. Like, it's the same kind of rhetoric that I heard from the Donald Trump thing 4 years ago. It's literally the same rhetoric. People are sore losers. They were sore losers on the left at that time. People are sore losers now. Now, my personal thing is, you need to just accept it. I'm not saying, I love Joe Biden or something like that, right? It's just, that's what it is. So, there comes a point you need to accept it. But I do feel that if anyone does feel that it was cheated, it was stolen, it was anything, I don't have to agree with you. That doesn't mean I can't hear you. Or you can't state your opinion on a platform. And what I'm noticing is that, Twitter did it a little bit. I started seeing it on Instagram. I can't remember all the things because I'm kind of doing this off the cuff. But then I seen that from Nerdx Newsstand. They're like, well, now this has happened. You can't do this. Now, it's one thing if you're talking about the disease thing and you're giving misinformation and it's hurting people. I do agree with that because you're actually manipulating people. But you should be able to at least talk about it. It's different if you're like, hey, I feel as though this president did this, or I lean this way. And I don't like the fact that I am constantly seeing the conservative side get hit. And I'm noticing it because I'm standing in the back because I think all sides are smart and all sides are dumb. So I look at it from an outside perspective and I am seeing, and this is a person, I am not conservative. I am not a Republican. And I'm seeing this weird, wrong think kind of stuff. And I think that's messed up. I don't think it's right. And I think it's not fair. Like, why can't these people do the exact same thing? They should have every right to complain for the next 4 years, whether you believe it or not. Because what I'm saying doesn't matter. I don't believe it. That doesn't matter. They do. Same thing on when it was 4 years ago. Whether I agree or not, they do. They believe that. And it's politics. It's not, like I said, it's not the same as you like saying, if you take this thing, it's going to kill you. Like, it's nothing like that. It's literally politics. So what? So a person can't say they can't speak their politics. I'm seeing too many people now. Don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean I don't. I like people. I don't like Candace Owens. I have a whole thing about her, but don't need to talk about that. I have a lot of issues with her, but it's not because she's just a Republican. It's because of her views to that. Nerdette's Newsstand, for example, I've never had an issue with. I actually think she's a pretty good YouTuber when it comes to talking about things. I think she's pretty good. I don't agree with everything she does. Sometimes I think she goes a little, but so does anybody. I remember I lost a couple subscribers because I talked about a very specific situation and somebody was like, you need to wake up. And that's something that annoys me. Too many people are like everyone else. Like, so a right thing that a lot of right people do that I've had on my channel a couple times happen. I don't erase anyone's comments. So if you don't see your comments anymore, that was YouTube. That wasn't me. But like somebody was like, well, you're letting the liberal media do it. And I'm like, so what are you telling me? Now I caught them because what happens is when people say wake up, they usually go, well, yeah, because Fox News told me this. And when they're speaking, by the way, I actually watch all the news too. So I watch both sides so I can tell if someone's reiterating something from the news. And I'm like, no, you're talking like Fox News. And then they were like, well, what about these people? I do follow those people. I follow this too. Oh, yeah. Just because somebody doesn't agree with you doesn't mean they didn't come to their own conclusion. They don't have to agree with you. They might think what you're saying is dumb, just like you might think what they're saying is dumb. But as an American, we should have that right to say that. We should have that right to conversation. And one of the biggest problems today is that people aren't allowed to have a conversation anymore. Like the Letitia Wright thing, without somebody going full jab, full attack or something. And I'll go deeper in Letitia Wright in another video. So I just wanted to say that I don't like that corporate platforms get to tell you what you can and can't say. I think that's not right. And I don't think that's fair. I don't like what YouTube is doing right now with that. I think that's not fair. That the people who lean hard right, who do believe that Joe Biden stole the election or whatever, can't have a voice when the people who thought Donald Trump stole the election can. I don't think that's right. I think as an American, we should be able to speak our views. Those kind of views don't actually hurt people. I know there are some people who lean left and Democrat, liberal that are like, yes, it does. That kind of speech hurt people. No, it's just talking. If someone decides that, yeah, you know what? That makes sense to me. That's not hurting somebody. That's changing somebody's mind because maybe they think that it makes them think differently now. That's not hurting anybody. So yeah, that needs to be talked about. If you see it, I know they've been saying they did it. I know they did a few videos on Josiah Rises. I wanted to just say my 2 cents about this whole censorship and platforms. I don't think they should be able to do that. Like I said, if it's something more disease related or something, yeah, I lean a little more to okay, because there are people who've said something like, I seen one lady say eat sand and you'll be cured. And I'm like, what? Just go to the beach. Literally, she said, just go to the beach and eat sand. So and there's people like, yeah, I think so. Like, that's a little different. But politics, there should be no, this hurts people. It's politics. I could say I worship Pazuzu. Like, you know, like, so I don't know. But you guys tell me what you think. Like I said, sorry this one's not geeky. I'm going to try to see if I can fully upload videos. This is actually a tester video too. But this is the Geek Protagonist. You stay safe, you stay healthy, you stay real. And I'll see you.